Nobody expected the Bugatti Chiron per Sport to look like this. After months of rebuilding one of the most complicated hypercars on the planet, Matt Armstrong and FX Alex G have finally reached the stage where everything changes. What's sitting in the workshop right now is not a standard Chiron. It's not a factory Bugatti. And depending on who you ask, it might be one of the most controversial Bugattis ever built. The body kit is going on. The final shape is emerging. And one decision the team made at this stage is already guaranteed to divide car enthusiasts everywhere. For Matt Armstrong and FX Alex G's Chiron per Sport, the moment has arrived where the car stops looking like a project and starts looking like something else entirely, something Bugatti never produced, never approved, and never imagined ending up on one of their cars. But before any of that could happen, there was one last obstacle standing in the way. One warning light that had survived months of rebuilding and refused to disappear. Until that fault was solved, nothing else could move forward. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because what this Chiron looks like right now is going to split the automotive world down the middle, and the conversation about the wheels alone is going to run for weeks. Before the body kit could go anywhere near the car, one problem had outlasted everything else: the airbag warning light. Through all the rebuilding, all the testing, all the driving, that light stayed on, stubbornly refusing to clear, even though every airbag had been correctly installed. The fault code pointed to a battery interruption fuse. The team replaced it. The light stayed on. More digging turned up a detail so specific it sounds invented. The fuse connector uses a small orange plastic tab shared with a Mercedes Vito van, and on this unit, two tiny internal prongs inside that tab had snapped off. Without them, two electrical pins in the connector could touch each other, completing a circuit the car's computer read as a fault. The fix was a new fuse, with the orange tab carefully transferred across without breaking it. For the first time since the accident that started this entire build, the Chiron had a completely clean dashboard. No airbag light, no engine light, no EPC warning. Just a car that starts, runs, and drives like a fully operational Bugatti. Now nothing was standing in the way. The Venom body kit arrived by helicopter. Nobody on Matt's team, including Alex, knew exactly what was packed inside the crates. They'd seen renders, but renders and reality are different things, especially when you're fitting an aftermarket kit to a one-of-one Chiron per Sport whose bespoke panel geometry Venom had never measured in person. Some discoveries were always going to be waiting that no render could predict. The first one stopped the garage cold. To fit the rear arch extensions, a section of the original rear quarter panel had to be cut away. Not trimmed, cut. A permanent hole in a Bugatti Chiron panel that cannot be replaced anywhere on Earth. The arch extensions add roughly 30 millimeters of width at the rear, and the only way to seat them flush was to cut clearance behind them. Once that cut was made, there was no going back. Matt cut it anyway. The change in proportion was immediate. The rear looked wider, more planted, more aggressive than any factory per Sport has ever looked. And almost instantly, a new problem appeared. The wheels that had looked correct on a standard car suddenly looked too small for what the new arches demanded. That's the exact problem the team now has to solve before the car goes to paint. The Venom side skirt extensions went on next, bolting to the existing carbon fiber and pulling the visual line further down toward the ground. With both sides built up and fitted, even a team that had lived with this project for months stopped and stared. Then came the front. Bob had rebuilt much of the Chiron's crash structure from a destroyed reference piece, which meant the surfaces the Venom front end needed to mount to weren't factory originals. They were custom fabrications, matched as closely as possible to Bugatti's original geometry. When the Venom front end was lifted into position, the alignment was close enough that the panel gaps were workable, not perfect yet, but close. The bonnet hinges, bent in the original crash and impossible to source from Bugatti or any cross-reference supplier, will need to be rebent or remade by Bob. But the fit was close enough to confirm the kit had been designed to the right dimensions. The headlights are a story of their own. When the build first assessed the crash damage, the team found that both original headlight units had been destroyed. New Chiron headlights were listed in some markets at over $150,000 for the pair. Bugatti's own quote, passed along through a conversation with Rimax team, was $25,000 per unit, $50,000 for a full set. Bugatti wouldn't sell them anyway. So Matt's team got on a plane. A contact in Europe had located a used set. The location was kept secret, and the seller couldn't be filmed. The pickup window was tight enough that the team chartered a private jet, landed, had 1 hour to reach the contact, collect the headlights, and get back to the aircraft before it left. They secured the lights for €10,000, and the plane made it back in time. The headlights arrived in Miami, went on the bench, and came to life, but not completely. The main beams worked. The daytime running lights, the signature light signature that defines the Chiron's face, did not. The team swapped the internal modules from Alex's damaged originals into the replacement housings. Still nothing. The real problem turned out to be somewhere else entirely. The rear quarter modules, disconnected during the arch extension work and left unplugged when the quarter panels went back on. Those modules control sections of the lighting system with no obvious link to the front headlights. Once they were plugged back in, the daytime running lights came on immediately. When the full front end was lowered into place, headlights installed, DRLs finally working. The reaction in the workshop said everything. This is a car that has never existed before. The Venom front end is wider than a standard Chiron and more aggressive in every proportion. Combined with the extended rear arches and the lowered ride height, the overall effect sits somewhere between a production Chiron and a concept car Bugatti's own designers might have sketched and never built. The wheels remain the unresolved question. The Venom kit ships with its own wheel design, and test-fitted without tires against the new arches. The proportions looked right. But without the specific 355mm rear tires needed for the car's eventual top-speed run, tires that only exist in the correct size for a 21-inch wheel, the final visual judgment is hard to make. Nobody on the team is fully convinced the stock Venom wheels are aggressive enough for what the rest of the car now demands. That conversation is being handed to the comments section, and it's genuinely open. Before the car can go to paint and be presented, it still needs a windscreen, a reshaped front bonnet from Bob once the hinges are corrected, front air conditioning gas once the system is resealed, a new storage container for the front bay, properly routed jumper cable access points, and a final decision on the wheels. Against everything this build has involved, Bugatti declining to engage at every stage, a front crash structure rebuilt by hand, and headlights sourced on a 1-hour turnaround from a secret contact in Europe, that remaining list is short. The Chiron Per Sport that Rimac said couldn't be independently repaired is now wearing a body kit Bugatti would never approve, fitted with headlights Bugatti quoted at $50,000 and secured for a fraction of that on a private jet, sitting on a driveway in Miami, looking like nothing else that has ever left a factory anywhere in the world. It isn't finished yet, but it's close. And after everything this build has been through, close might be the most significant word in the automotive world right now.